Alright, so if you've been following me on the MREA Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, we are on to chapter number 19, one of my favorite topics, and that is you. Get ready, because it's going to be fun. So, what I'm realizing is there's a good quote that says, work harder on yourself than you do at your job. I think that's how we got to where we got at this point in our career, and I believe that's how a lot of things happen in almost every career, right? You have to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Easier said than done, but let's get into it. When you get down to it, you have a millionaire real estate agent business. Having a millionaire real estate business will ultimately be a reflection of you. If it is to change, to improve, or to grow, you will have to, in fact, improve and grow yourself. Your ability and willingness to work on yourself, in large part, will determine how far you and your business can go, right? As a matter of fact, some of the high achievers that they interviewed in the book of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent spent significant money and significant amount of time on self-development. In fact, that was one of their major driving forces. They just wanted to be better, right? That ended up being their big why for a lot of people. Now, it will increasingly become challenging to stay focused on the cornerstones of your business: leads, listings, and leverage. The busier you get, the busier you get. That is just the truth, right? So the busier you get, the busier you get. Then all of a sudden you don't have time to do anything, right? You'll definitely come up against this over and over again. One way you'll handle this is to train your team to respect your time by teaching the 80-20 principles, meaning there's only 80% of the activities are unnecessary, and there's only really 20% of the activities that get you 80% of the results. So you have to teach your team on what are truly productive dollar activities, because the more people you get, the more time you end up kind of wasting on unnecessary things, right? So keeping your team focused is one of the main things that you're going to have to work on, right? So you still got to have your business bringing in leads, listings, and leverage on a really massive scale. Then you have to train your team to focus on 20% of the most important activities, right? Which is leads, listings, and leverage. Closing deals, helping buyers, helping sellers. And as far as leverage goes and team goes, you want to hire people that are team players, right? There's a lot of realtors that aren't able to become very successful. However, they have good character. If they were to be shown what to do and how to do it, they would be incredibly great on a team. I know a lot of people want to start teams or maybe be an entrepreneur, but it's just not for everyone, right? Because the National Association says the average realtor makes less than $43,000 a year, right? And everybody wants to run a team, but most people aren't just able to become that successful. It took us 12 years to get to the point of being able to help other people. So that's a question you have to ask yourself. Now, the other thing that comes into working on yourself is counterbalancing your life to keep it at a highest possible level. I suggest you start that right from the beginning, long before your career takes off to the levels that ours is now, right? Almost at $1 million in gross closed commissions. And but when we had very little dollars in gross closed commissions, right? When we had to pay late fees at the bank, or we had to do, like different things, and we couldn't afford to have the lifestyle you want. What you still can do is simply spend time with your family and schedule time to work on your business, and to also have a counterbalance between your personal life and your work life. If you don't start doing that right away, it's going to be really hard to do it later, right? So you have to be able to do it at a high level, right? The millionaire real estate agent's life can seesaw quite dramatically from balance to imbalance. So it's very important to acknowledge this so you can deal with it. Now, if you think about that, you sometimes illustrate counterbalancing by comparing it to Oh, look who we got here.
I was trying to sneak in peacefully. I'm sorry.
I know what you were doing back there. You want to be in the video.
No, not
Yes,
today.
you do. You're in the video. We're on chapter number 19. Okay, Michelle?
Okay.
Since you interrupted so rudely.
I'm sorry.
Now, work on yourself. You have to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. What do you think about that?
That's true.
For your business to grow, you have to grow. What do you think about that?
100%.
And work-life balance. What do you think about that?
I think it's important.
3 questions you have to ask yourself. And you have to write down the answer. What do I want? When do I want it? You have to put a date of when you want it. Okay? See this girl? She does this all the time. What has to happen for me to have it? Do you ask yourself these questions, Michelle?
I do.
Okay. Since you've been on the team, do you have a better work-life balance?
Not exactly, but that's my own fault.
That's her own fault. You have to create it early on so you don't have these problems later on, right? Work-life balance. For your business to grow, who has to grow?
You do.
You do. You do. So let's just wrap it up, right? On Net a Million, chapter 16 is you. Work harder on yourself than you work on your job. You still have to lead generate on a massive scale, except now you have people, so you have to train all of them to do it, plus you have to do it as a business. Track and convert leads through others. Protect your lead generation focus time. Weigh your options and discover what works and what doesn't. Know the minimum number of listings you have to take every month. List the minimum number of listings each month. Get seller to accept the team concept. Consistently market your seller listings. Make time to recruit, train, consult new agents. Hire capacity talent versus cul-de-sac talent, right? One's going to help you grow, and you're going to be dragging them. You don't want people like that. Achieve accountability to the right standards. Create teamwork with rock and roll attitude, right? Combine quality of service with quantity of service. Stick to the budget, because the bigger the business gets, guess what gets bigger, Michelle? Expenses is what you wanted to say. Stay focused on the 20% that matters and counterbalance your life to maintain your energy at a high level.
100%.
That is chapter 19. Get the book with the tabs. DNA Realty Group is almost at a millionaire real estate agent level, and for us, it took 12 years. So if it takes you any faster, that is amazing, but you got to start taking some of these concepts and practicing them early on, because start early so you don't have to fix it later.